Hi, Aisha. Thank you so much for your generous participation and allowing me to review your website in return in exchange for recording it because I think it's will help a lot of other people just to kind of checklist off what they might be able to improve in their own website. So I'd love the opportunity to take a look at this and maybe help some people. So let's get started. So your website is freelancewriteronline.com, freelance writer and blogger for businesses. Okay, so I'm going to scroll just real quick down here, kind of see what we have. And the first thing that sticks out is that there's nothing, it's a lot of busy text, meaning that actually it's simple, which is what makes it busy, but it's kind of plain. There's nothing that really jumps out or calls uh, my brain to stop scrolling and kind of pick out something interesting and reread it. And that's what we really want to do. We want to capture the attention, ideally, from the very beginning. So, your headline: Hire me for quality content that will transform your business. So, what does that mean, honestly? What does that say? Who are you serving? That might be the first question. Who do you want to serve? Who is your clientele? Businesses, but who specifically? Is it women and men? Just women? Just men? What do they do? What are their industries? Sometimes, if you can niche down a little bit, it allows you to really delve into that personality type and speak to them, which is overall better because you can learn what their pain points are and what problems they're trying to solve. And that brings me to my next point of knowing your audience, knowing specifically who you're serving so that you can speak to them. Generally, generalized statements are not going to get it, not in this day and time when everybody's using generalized statements. You need to be specific, you need to spell it out for them. So if you are in limbo about who you're serving, if you're trying to do a catch all, like catch a wide net and catch everybody, I would really encourage you to spend some time making a list of who exactly you want to work with. Who's your dream client? What are their problems? Make a list of those problems and speak to that pain. Okay. So going in, it says, hello, need a writer. My name is Aisha Suleiman. I'm a freelance writer, ghostwriter, blog, copywriter, and online content writer. I help. Okay. So one of the things that we want to do is we want to turn those eyes. I do this, I do that, I do that, because that's you centered, and focus it back on the reader. Because the reader at this point in the beginning of reading, they don't really care about us. They don't care who we are, what we do, until they know that we can help them or that we know who they are. So we need to put a statement, ideally at the headline and subheadline, that tells them what we can do for them, but then goes right into describing who they are so that they know, like, oh, wow, yeah, I have this issue. I have this. I experience that. And then once they understand that you feel their pain, then they start slowly liking you, knowing you, trusting you, and listening to more of what you have to say. And then they'll be ready to listen to what your credentials are and what you're an expert at. Okay, so um, now in this, there are a lot of overused words and phrases, which I would just encourage you to go back and take those words, use like thesaurus.com. Maybe try to find some more visually appealing words or phrases that aren't commonly used. Try to paint the picture and tell a story as much as you possibly can so that it further kind of lets them know that you get who they are and that you can relate to them by telling stories. Um, Again, talk about them more than you talk about yourself. I notice over here you have a free book, 10 free epic blog writing tools. Your audience will love. Okay. Maybe delve a little more specific into why that's important to them and how it's gonna help them. Like, so what is usually a question we ask a lot at the end of sentences to further explain, how it will benefit them. Everything needs to go back to how it benefits them, because that's what they're interested in. That's why they're here. Otherwise, they're gonna click off and go to the next thing. Okay. And the next thing, too much text here. It's kind of plain. I would encourage you to check out like ClickFunnels, getting into a funnel so that you can set up the right type of funnel that will lead your reader into taking action. because right now this is kind of just a latent site here that doesn't really do too much. And at the end here, get in touch and let's discuss your project. That's a very, we could make that call to action a lot stronger. Maybe offering some kind of irresistible offer like a free consultation or a business intensive specific to their business and what they need. Like you could get on a call and listen to what they're having trouble with, propose a kind of a proposal of sorts where you offer to go through their business copy and figure out who their audience is and who they're trying to serve, and then um, in that you can kind of work out a services, either I don't know if you do packages or if you do projects or by the project, but make that offer irresistible where they have to find out more, they need to know, they have that curiosity going where they're like, I need to know more about this and how she can help. So it's not so much about, who you are, but more so about like what you could do for them. And that's just the honest truth about what people want. We're human beings and that's just natural. We want to know what's in it for us to keep our attention. So if you can kind of shift this first page, this home page, to be about them and what they want, and then tie that into how you can give it to them through your copy, I think you'll be in a great standing position. And again, I really would recommend maybe ClickFunnels, um, and I'm happy to refer you to a link or some people I know that build funnels and all of that. That it's pretty reasonable actually. They can get you started and you'd have tremendous results than rather than just a straight home page, because funnels are kind of where it's going. So anyway, I hope that just these few tips helps you. If you have any follow-up questions, feel free to reach out. I'm always happy to answer any questions. Take care.